Yo, people, what's going on? It's Deegal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Please do hit that like button, that subscribe button. In case you guys don't already know, today's show is going to be very interesting. It's going to be me, my boy D in the building, and of course, Potts is going to join us. Dan Potts is going to join us any moment now. In the meanwhile, we're going to have to rehash what we spoke about on the past stream, a little bit about the transfers heading into the January transfer window, and just talk about everything else that needs to be discussed. Now, in case you don't know the backstory, there's a video out there that I posted about 6 days ago where I said verbatim, we are not signing anybody in January. And me and D were going back and forth for about 30 minutes on his channel on the last episode of the Deegal show. So please do check that out in case you guys haven't already done so. And you can check that out by put the link in the description to Fanzone TV. And of course, the 12th Man podcast, where you always end up seeing us arguing there too. But yeah, let's get into it. How you doing, man? How's everything with you?
I'm good, bro. I got no complaints, man. Just paddle every day. You know what I mean, man? That's just all I do, bro. Just play paddle every day, bro. I might become full-time. Be real.
Yeah, you're saying back and forth.
That's all I do, man. Obviously, we're not gonna. I'm giving you some time to get into your, the transfer rumors, because we already been through that. I haven't been. You know what I mean? Because you added me on Twitter when you had sight for your thing, but since then, all I've seen is rumors. I've seen Semenyo. I've seen Rodrigo. I've seen Vinicius rumors, but obviously you don't want them, do you?
But rumors are rumors, like
no, but you don't. What we don't need them, do you? We don't need them, right?
1 second. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I feel like you're jumping the gun.
You know what? You know why? Because I haven't seen you. It's because I haven't seen you.
All right, we got our special guest. This is usually we do it just me and you.
But today, I haven't seen you.
We got Potts in the building, and in case you don't know Potts, me and D got into an argument last show where we were speaking about signings in January, and I said there's no need. I don't think. Actually, I said I don't think we're gonna sign anybody in January.
No, Gal, be fair. No. Me and you've been getting on really well on streams and behind the scenes. You gotta be fair, bro. That's not what you said. You said our team's complete. We don't need any signings. You would rather not sign anyone in January. That's what you said, right?
No, but I also reiterated if Trossard and Jesus left, then maybe I could see a signing.
No, I know you did, but my point was, if we can go and get Semenyo in January, go and get him, because it's a strength. It's a squad player that we need. We need a left winger. We need better players, and not only that as well. It stops other teams getting him. I'm all for that. I'm all for stopping other teams strengthening as well. But you was like, our team was complete, and it's a bit different, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what Potts thinks.
Hey, I don't know why we're doing this when we have the actual video we can go back to. We
both posted it on our channel, and everyone agrees with me.
No, I had a lot of people agreeing with me on both channels.
Hey, Gal, don't be like that.
I had a lot of people agreeing with me. There was also some rivals that were disagreeing with me on it also. So you had Arsenal fans, you had rivals, everyone getting involved, and then the consensus is a large proportion think we might not sign anybody. But in the same sense, there's a lot of people who are saying you might not necessarily need to sign anybody because of the disharmony it can cause, or you already have so many players in the team. You might as well see what you can do before you start adding more pieces to it. But
I agree with that.
My main argument is Arsenal are not going to sign anybody in January, and also forget about Semenyo, because no chance we're spending that kind of money in January.
But this is why that was the point. Obviously, I'll let Potts say what he's got to say. That was the point. My point was, every transfer window, is a chance to improve the squad. That's what a transfer window is for, isn't it?
We agree on that.
No, but you didn't want to sign Semenyo because you was thinking about Jesus. I was saying Jesus is not in my plans. He's only in my plans if we need him there. He's not in. I can't factor in Jesus into Arsenal Football Club.
But my thought process is around it being unrealistic to expect Arsenal, who have such a big squad, to go and spend all that money on Semenyo.
It's not unrealistic. We need a left winger
without at least 2 players leaving.
But if we signed an 18-year-old, that's still a player incoming, isn't it?
Yeah, but I could see an 18-year-old coming in because he's not going to cost too much.
But it's still a player incoming, isn't it? It's still a player coming in, isn't it?
And there's going to probably be somebody exiting. But I don't think we're going to go do a Kvaratskhelia, bring a player in on that kind of money that's going to start week in, week out, and without at least some sales. So I think it's unrealistic in January to expect.
I don't think I get what you're saying, but I don't think the sales have got anything to do with whether we need a left winger or not.
That's
Like,
what
I think if we want to win the league, where we've got an opportunity to win the league, we're top of the league right now. We've got a great opportunity. We need to be going and plugging every single hole that we have. Right now, we need a left winger. Go and get a left winger. That's how I see it.
I don't think that there's anything wrong with saying go and get a left winger. My whole point is it being unrealistic, and without player sales, I don't see us going and doing it. But guess what? Berta might have a different plan as he's looking to go and bring.
Well, there's rumors of Rodrigo and Semenyo, isn't there? So
1 second, there is rumors that Berta wants to bring in a world-class attacker this January and boost Arsenal's title hopes. Now, I don't know how realistic those are. It could be rumors because Rodrigo's not happy at Real Madrid, and right now he's sitting in the Emirates training ground preparing for a game on the weekend. And he's currently in the London Coney training ground, seeing the facilities. He could be speaking to Arteta. You don't know. I'm going to get onto that in a bit too, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm excited about the possibility of going spending, but I don't see.
No, you're not doing that. You're not doing that. I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to do, bro. I know what you're trying to do. No,
I don't see it. Potts, what do you think? What do you think, Potts?
Yeah, I see your argument and your segment with both of you, and the other week, or whatever it was last week, and this is the only January that I won't be screaming out for Arsenal to go and get some players. I'll make that clear before I go on, right? And I feel like that probably in history it's the only one I'll look at in January and go, I still think we've got pretty much everything covered. However, you can't tell me if a Semenyo or a Rodrigo or someone comes along that Arsenal aren't going to go all out to try and get them. Berta doesn't move like that. We've obviously got the rumour at the moment of the Napoli guy coming in to be the head scout so that he can look at the likes of Skelly, who he's bought, and others over the years, Marek Hamsik, etc. So I'm kind of more with D that if there's an option for us to go and do something, then I think we should. But I also understand the argument that Gal says that for the first time, I don't think Arsenal fans will be like, why aren't we doing anything in January? We ain't got a striker, we ain't got a winger, we ain't got a defender, we ain't got a keeper. And we've done that for years, boys. Like, let's be real. Last season was a shambles. We didn't have a striker. We didn't do anything. We've had before where in the summer windows, I remember one year we bought Petr Cech, the year that Leicester won the league. We just bought Petr Cech, that was it. And I'm like, what is happening here? So I don't think we'll be like that again. I feel like we'll definitely be in a position where we can be stronger. But I do agree with D that if something was to come along, I think we're doing it. And I think Berta is looking at the outgoings and incomings already. Now, I don't think there'll be many outgoings in January. Maybe Jesus, if that's the rumour, but he wants to stay apparently and see out his contract till 2027. Whether Berta wants that or not is a different story. But I would be surprised if we went mad, but it wouldn't surprise me if we did something. So that's kind of a bit of a kind of thingy answer, but I'm kind of see where you're both coming from is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I heard. My situation is, I feel like I like to learn from mistakes or from others. You know what I'm saying? Like you always want to learn from what situations that's happened in the past. That's in an ideal world. And I feel like last year we had an opportunity to strengthen in January when we had a chance to win the Champions League, and we didn't do it, which is fine. It's fair. We wasn't in the same position we are this year. That's the truth. But we've got an opportunity this year to actually go and win title. We're looking at the strongest squad right now in the league. We're looking at the most settled team, the most solid team, the team with the most unity looking like currently. We need to go and improve on that to solidify it. We could easily be having this generation of players that we've got will be the biggest underachievers if they don't win like a plethora of trophies. We're the biggest underachievers. We've got to give them the best chance and us the best chance. I'm talking about the fans. The fans deserve how many years have we had of the team not being good enough and they didn't spend? Now we've got a good squad. Now all of a sudden, because we've got a big squad, we don't want to spend more. I'm not interested in whether we need to sell or not. We've done that for years. We've got a chance now to go and get the best players in the league. Semenyo is tearing up the league. We need a left winger. Go and get him. Him and that's it's very simple. Don't overcomplicate what we need to do. If a striker comes on the market that is a phenomenal striker and he's absolutely brilliant and he's available, you go and get him. I don't understand. Havertz came in. We've got a better striker. Havertz goes to the bench.
There's two different things. Number one, do you think we're going to sign anybody in January? Yes or no?
I think we will. And the reason why I think we will is because I don't think they're going to want to make the same mistake they did. And if we don't sign anyone and we don't end up winning the league, there will be reasons. We have to find the reasons why.
All right, we'll get there. Potts, do you think Arsenal will sign anybody in January?
Yeah, I actually do. I don't know if it will be the Rodrigo or Semenyo, but I do think we will do something. I don't know what it will be. Also, what we've got to look at is what's going to happen between now and January. For example, do we get a bad injury to Declan Rice or to Saka? I don't want to start imagining that, but you have to put that into perspective. If we do something big in January, is it off the back of that, or is it on top of, actually, we've got a fully fit squad, but we're going to go and lump a big bid on Julian Alvarez and Rodrigo? God knows. I don't know what Andrea Berta's thinking. I've no idea, right? That'd be amazing if he did that. But more realistic, I think, would be that we'll probably bring somebody in to give us a little bit of a booster and maybe, something that the squad need on the left-hand side or something like that. But I don't think it'll be a madness in January. I think it could be in the summer, but I don't think it will be in January.
All right. Before we get to January, let me just point this out. In December, one of our fixtures has been rescheduled. I just wanted to mention that quickly.
Everton, innit?
I think there's too much that need to be spoken about, but thank you to Everton, because we did Palace a favor and Everton did us a favor. So what goes around comes around in a good way this time, and I'm really appreciative that they were able to change that fixture for us. Even one day makes a big difference, because then we would have had 2 games in 3 days. For Everton to do that, the Premier League and the TV people, they actually do care about players' welfare for once. So fair play. That was what I was questioning, if they cared about player welfare, but it looks like they do. So big up to Everton and everybody involved in that. By the way, Arsenal have a game being played at the Emirates, but it's not Arsenal, it's Brazil. Brazil and Senegal are going to be at the Emirates on Saturday. Brazil and Senegal are going to be at the Emirates, and I don't remember the last time we've seen an international game being played at the Emirates. Do you guys know?
Long time ago.
I've not seen too many international games being played at the Emirates. Like, I know that Arsenal, we tend to try to keep the Emirates to ourselves.
Yeah, you've got to go back probably 10 years, I think, unless I'm mistaken. Can't remember the last time.
Yeah, nothing really happened at the Emirates.
Yeah, nothing really happens. Besides, now recently they've been putting concerts there. They're playing international games. And if you haven't seen, the Arsenal coaching staff, Berta, and everyone was there with the Brazilian staff in Carlo Ancelotti, showing them around. You got Gabriel Magalhaes showing the players around, and the Brazil team is training at London Coney.
Yeah, they're training there. So I know Gabriel was showing Cunha around the training ground and stuff like that.
Could this help us with recruitment?
Recruitment? You don't want recruitment.
No, I'm saying I don't mind signing players. It's just I don't think it's going to happen.
I'm only, you know, it's tongue in cheek, and it's tongue in cheek. But I feel like in the squad right now, I think the squad is at such a strong state. I think there's 3 places that we could strengthen, like, clearly. And I think this is what Arteta and the coaching staff will be talking about. The first one is a midfielder, Declan Rice type, if he gets injured, like, so support for Declan Rice. The second one, I think, is a left winger, and the third one is a natural backup striker like a Watkins.
All right, get back to my main point. The Brazil national team is at the training ground. Rodrigo, Vini are there. You don't think we could? Obviously, you can't have.
What was that your main point? I don't know what do you mean main point?
My main point is these 2 guys are guys who can play on the left wing, who potentially could be leaving Real Madrid. Could moments like this be an opportunity to be like, yo, Gabriel showing them around, being like, yo, you could end up playing this?
Yeah, you're so funny, you know.
I'm not joking around. These are things that.
Are you being serious?
I'm being dead serious, because last time I checked, players go and train at Real Madrid's training ground before a big Champions League game. They see the facilities and they're like, you know what, I could see myself playing here because it's so nice. Now, I'm not saying Arsenal's facilities are as good as Real Madrid's, but I'm saying these players coming to England, they could see our facilities, they could see how good we're doing as a team, and they could be like, you know what, I could see myself playing at Arsenal.
Yeah, I'll stick to
Vinny
I don't know who's doing. I'm not sure. thought it was
So
Cunha.
Rodrigo has been linked away from Real Madrid, and he's been unhappy with his game time at Real Madrid. Specifically, Marca
Linked to
said
Chelsea as well, isn't he?
he's been linked to Tottenham. Tottenham rumors have been debunked. They've said that he has no intentions of going to Tottenham. There's also Chelsea rumors from Indicala. There's previously been rumors of Arsenal being after him and Arsenal making him one of their number one transfer plans. The issue he has is he has no plans to give up on his role at Real Madrid, but he's unhappy with his playing time under Xabi Alonso. And similar, Vini is unhappy with his role at Real Madrid also. I've heard rumors about him being unhappy with substitutions and how the games have been managed. So you got
I don't think Arsenal are buying Vinny Jr. Let's just have it right. But I think Rodrigo could be tempted away from Real Madrid if it continues that he's not getting regular game time. I understand what you're saying, Deegal, in terms of Gabriel having a chat with him and saying, look at our great position. But I'm not so sure it does work like that. I think that they're already aware of Arsenal. They played at Arsenal's ground. They're aware of Arsenal stature and the club and the players that they speak to in international duty, like Jesus, Martinelli, and Gabriel, saying how's things over there, what you got. These players talk, man. I do think Rodrigo could be sold because there's clearly something wrong there that he's apparently still not playing regular game time. And you've got Vinny Jr. and Mbappe that are there that he wants to play on that left. He ain't going to get ahead of them. I mean, I know Mbappe plays for his centre, but for me, I think that one's the more realistic out of the two, if I'm honest. I didn't know Vinny Jr. was unhappy as well, but Rodrigo, I agree. I think that could be a player that could be available. But it ain't just going to be Arsenal that want him, you know? And there's not many left wingers. We were speaking about left wingers. The only one I wanted was Kvaratskhelia, and he went to PSG. Now, since he's gone, I think Semenyo is probably the next best, to be honest. After that, after Rodrigo.
All I'm saying is
Leao, who's very hot and cold. You got Lookman, who I think in Europe has been underrated. But what's this?
Yeah, but you also got to do like what seems attainable and what makes sense for the club. So Semenyo Semenyo's an Arsenal fan. You know what I'm saying, he's in the Premier League. He's at Bournemouth. Like it just seems more attainable, and we know what he can do in the Premier League. I don't know what you're showing pictures of Brazil
I'm just saying,
for. I don't know. It guy's mad, you know. He's a mate. What was you showing?
Nah, it's just pictures. I see these guys at the training ground chilling. They're in London.
It's only now that I stream with a girl on a one-to-one, I realize what you're really liking, girl.
What do you mean? I'm just like a kid in a candy store when I see something.
Yeah, I know. Nah, it's all fun.
I get excited. Anyways, the reason why I said Vinny to Arsenal, let's be 100% real. Vinny's 10 times better than Rodrigo. If there's a chance we can get Vinny, we would absolutely bite our arm off.
It's too erratic. It's too erratic.
Oh, okay.
Like getting Vinny Jr. in January is not realistic, is it? Are you talking about January? Or are you talking about in January?
I'm not saying in January, bro. You know me and my thoughts on January.
Oh, I'm talking about for January. What are you talking about for the summer?
I'm saying lotion them up, get them ready for next time they're ready.
We need to think about winning the league this year. What are you talking about summer for?
All right.
Let's go
all over the place, brother.
All right.
The January window's coming up in a month, bruv. We need to think about now.
Okay. Let's slow down. Let's bring it back to.
We're talking about next summer.
Let's bring it back to reality. You tagged me in a post about what do you call it? A potential signing. Andrea Berta believes
Leao
to boost the attacking options, and he's looking at signing either Rafael Leao or potential dream would be Semenyo. Ideally, do you honestly think we could pull off a Semenyo or a Leao signing in January, guys? Because I question if that's possible. Why?
I think Semenyo. Yeah, Semenyo is possible. Let's be real. And I know I don't mean to disrespect Bournemouth because I think they've been outstanding, and I think Areola's an unbelievable coach and proven that at that level he can do something with Bournemouth for sure. But I think Semenyo realistically is going to do an Eza and look and go, I fancy that. Like they're bringing in players like Madueke. They've already got Saka. They've got Eza. I can come join. I know he's obviously Ghanaian, but he's a very. I like Semenyo because I think that he's a player that I wasn't sure about when people were hyping, and now I get it. And it's not normal I do that. I normally look with my eyes and think, yeah, I get it. I didn't quite understand it. I thought it was a bit overhyped when he first had that kind of spell at Bournemouth. I thought, yeah, he looks all right, but I don't think he's like, next level. This season and the back end of last season, I like him. So I think he'd be realistic, man. He's going to cost a lot of money. He'll be about 50 mil, I reckon, maybe more. But I think he's going to be an excellent signing if we was to get him.
Would Leao be more attainable?
I think it'd be similar. I don't think either. I mean, Milan aren't the club they used to be. Rafael Leao, I think, would make a move. Whether they want to sell him, whether he wants to leave, I don't know. But I think he would be interested in Arsenal. But right now, I'd argue that Semenyo is the guy that's on form. I lie.
And not only that with Semenyo as well, he's naturally covered for Saka as well because he's a right-sided player as well. So you've got Madueke and Semenyo that can play on both sides. And Semenyo as well. I know people don't like to hear about the Prem proven thing, but he played in the Premier League. We know there's no bedding in. I don't have any expectations of him to bed in. I don't have to think like, if it's not working, I'll just think it's just because he's a new player at a new club. But really and truly, he should bed in straight away. He knows everyone. He knows every game. He knows every ground, and he's doing it now. Like I don't follow Milan closely, so all I can go on is stats. I'm not one of these guys that pretend I watch every league in the world when I haven't got time in the world. There's not enough time in the world, so I'll watch Arsenal. I don't know how well Leao's playing. I don't know if when his team need him, he gets them out of trouble. I don't know if I can only look at stats. So people can tell me stats all day long, but I have no idea how well he's actually playing this season. Semenyo, I've been watching him. I know how good he's been playing. That's the difference as well with players abroad. You don't actually know if they're playing well or not. You just hear about it. That's the difference.
You know what? I'm just going to say fair play. What do you call it to you, Dan? You had a celebrity on earlier today. Shout out to you.
Big, I was watching that before I came on it. Big up Ashton, man. Ashley, that's a big thing. And what's good about you, Dan, as well is it's a mixture of like it's not one sided. It's not narrow minded, and it was really good. I was halfway through. I was like when the girl sent me the link, I was halfway through it. So it's still on my TV now. I wish I could turn the camera and show you.
Love, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, Ash is quality, mate. Absolutely quality. Such a good guy, man. Top bloke, and it was such an easy.
Did you ask him if Top Boy's coming back?
I didn't ask him that. I did ask him what's on the horizon though, and he did give a little bit of a spoiler. So yeah, make sure you go check that one out. But yeah, it was a really good show, man. Really enjoyed having him on. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, people go check it out because it was well worth a listen. And talking of celebrities coming on, man, Troop Stream was just different level last night, man.
Yeah, big up them lot as well, man.
Oh yeah, that was legendary. Shout out.
Yeah, you know what they got to do though? You lot got to communicate. Troops had a stream, Dan had a stream, Matt had a Liverpool. Did you see Matt's stream?
Yeah, that was mad.
Matt had like every Liverpool. I'm thinking, oh my days, all at the same time. The communication's crazy.
Yeah, there's lack of communication, but yeah, Troop Stream last night was different level, mate. If I'm honest.
Lee versus Terry
kept me awake last night.
I didn't see Lee versus Terry. Oh, they were going back and forth. I didn't see that.
Bro, tell me how I just look over my arm. I got a big ass scab. When the hell did I get cut?
Like that was crazy, you know. That's actually crazy, isn't he? He's actually crazy.
You're a madman.
Anyways, shout out to
last night. Big up to him, man. Troops,
bro. You know, last night,
yeah, big them up, man.
Last night I fell asleep like
Aubameyang. Man, Aubameyang coming on, that was just, I did not expect that at all. When Aubameyang come on, I was like, this is goated. So yeah,
that made me appreciate Aubameyang even more because I'm like 100%. his connection with Arsenal, Chelsea thing almost ruined it. But the fact that he had a bad time at Chelsea, I'm cool with him now. Like
what was cool though was when he said, "Oh yeah, Chelsea was a mistake." He said, and then I thought it might be all right with me because Giroud went there, and then obviously the guys on the stream said, "Nah, you're nothing like Giroud. Like you're proper. You've won us like that FA Cup alone and all this kind of stuff." And they were bigging him up like that. But for me, like just the relationship he's got with Troops is class to see, man. It really is class to see. So fair play, man. Like,
and he doesn't need to be on there as well. He's one of those guys. He's only doing it just because he can. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. He doesn't really gain anything out of it. So you got to respect that from guys that don't have to do that. What was great as well
was like Troops actually picked up he brought on all the Arsenal fans on there with him as well that were there. So Premsy, Lee Gunner, and who else was it? I think there's a couple more. DG was on there as well. So yeah, they all got a chance, and Cecil. So it was nice, man. It was nice to see. So
big up Troops, man. He did shout me to jump on. I was just a bit busy, but big him up.
Yeah, I went on in the day, but I couldn't do the evening. I
caught him at the worst time. He fell asleep when I was trying to join. Lee Gunner was on stream. I was gonna come and argue again, but the MVP from last night was Faz. Fair play to Faz. He held it down for Troops for like 2 hours. When he was doing this thing, everyone else was kind of just in and out, but Faz held it down. Fair play to him. I'm just gonna bring it back
Lumos
to
as well, man.
the
Lumos
main
was on
point.
for like hours, bro.
Yeah, Lumos was there for age. Big up Lumos, man. I met him
Yeah,
at
Loomis, I haven't seen Loomis in forever.
I met Lumos at one of Kane's shows
Yeah.
years ago. Big up Lumos, man. I ain't seen him for a minute, but big him up, man.
All right. Next topic of discussion before we go any further. Can we just finish off this point? If you were to sign one, Leao or Semenyo, who would you rather sign? Personally, for me, I would rather get Semenyo over Leao. I don't think Leao is that. I don't rate Leao as much as I do Semenyo.
I agree. I've never been a Leao fan. I know Curtis and me disagree on this because he likes him. I'm not a massive lover. I think he's a good player, but I think he's a kind of bit part player. He plays sometimes he's great, other times he's not. So I don't think he's consistent. I think Semenyo has been brilliant, man. So I'll go for Semenyo.
By the way, Marcus Rashford right now is leading the La Liga in assists. If he becomes a free agent in the summer, would you guys sign him?
No. Stick to Semenyo, bro. Semenyo's 25 years old. Wages, come from Bournemouth. He's got a point to prove. What are we going for Rashford for?
Igal wants everyone, man. What is this? Igal
I
wants.
don't know. He goes from Leao to Rashford, bro.
I'm telling you guys right now, I rate Rashford. He's 28 years old.
But he's on 300 grand a week.
That might be the problem. But if his contract was to run out and he was to join anyone in the world, probably
he's on a free transfer, which is how even we might get higher.
Yeah, he probably joined Barcelona. But he's doing outside of Luis Diaz. He is the best, one of the better attacking options firing right now at their respective club. He's La Liga's he's La Liga's top assist getter, and he has 7 assists, 2 goals for Barcelona in the league alone. So he's been killing it for Barcelona. Fair play to him. I just wanted to mention.
Yeah, big him up. But no, I'll go for Semenyo.
All right. Let's bring it back to the main topic. Eze has been a conversation of discussion. And the reason why Eze has been a conversation of discussion, a lot of people have been saying Eze has just not looked as good over the last coming days, weeks, months, whatever it is. And I've even heard some people saying, you know what, Eze might be better off on the left, like I was saying a couple of weeks ago. I just think Eze, what he was doing at Palace was he was a metronome. He gets the ball, he goes and makes something happen right away. Where at Arsenal, he's being asked to recycle the ball, recycle possession, and he's not somebody to pick up passes every 2 seconds or continue to give him the ball. He's not the same as an Odegaard. He's not the same as like some of these players who constantly get multiple touches on the ball before they do something. He's the kind of guy you give him the ball and you make it and you move out of the way. You let him see what he can do. And I don't think he can necessarily do that against low blocks when he's playing in the middle in a game like Sunderland away. It doesn't suit him. Same with Burnley. These games, I don't think necessarily Eze is the best suited to those games. Where when we play the better teams higher up the table, you're going to see Eze is going to have more time on the ball. He's going to be more involved. He's going to have more space to run onto. He's not necessarily going to be facing a set defense. But right now, I think when Odegaard's back, you're going to see Eze go back to the left, and Odegaard comes straight back into the midfield, because the amount of touches Trossard was getting on that left wing, if Eze was getting those touches on the left wing, he'd make much more work with it. Even though we've seen Trossard scoring goals and getting assists, I think that might be his position going forward when everybody's fully fit and ready to go. But yeah, I'm not faulting Eze. I still think, look back at his time at Palace, there's months where he's calm and quiet. But now at Arsenal, he can't have that same level of like games where he's quiet. He needs to be on it every game. We're going for a title. We're not going for trying to finish in the top half of the league. It's a lot different. So we do need to put pressure on him. But at the same time, I'm not fazed by how he's been performing. I think he's not been as bad as people think.
I think we do need to look and talk about it now. I think it's been 10, 11 games. I know he hasn't played every part of that, and he's played in a couple of positions. But I agree with Deegal that I think some people are going over the top. He has contributed. He has got assists. He has scored goals, and he hasn't been a shambles. But I think we also need to be realistic about what we bought him in for. Because in my opinion, he doesn't start in the 11. I think Odegaard gets into it when he comes back in. Maybe he goes to the left, but the way Trossard is at the moment and what Eze did on the left, which was very little, I think he's probably going to stick with Trossard knowing the manager. So
did
I think
he get much of a chance though? He barely played on the left before Odegaard got injured.
Yeah, well, I think what he was doing on the left isn't much different to what he's doing in the middle, if I'm honest. I didn't look at him on the left and go, oh levels. keep him over there, like in the middle. He's shit. I haven't done that. I think he's been about right on each. I don't think he's been crap in any of the games. I think people are saying that he's been a shambles and stuff. That's a bit over the top. I think he's kept the ball going. I just haven't seen anything spectacular. But then at the same time, be honest with me, you two, right? When we signed him, did you go level raiser? I didn't. I went, yes, great player, like squad player. But I didn't go, this is taking us to the next level. Like everyone's going to be talking about this. This is like signing Alexis Sanchez, or this is like signing Mesut Ozil. It wasn't. It was a really good Premier League player, and it was a really good player that has turned up in big moments for Crystal Palace. This wasn't going and buying Alexis Sanchez from Real Madrid. So, from Barcelona. I think we need to just be realistic, really. Like, I think he's been a good contributor, which is what I believed he was bought for. And I think that although it was a lot of money, 68 million, that's what it's like now in the market. I think we need to. What did we expect from Eze? I suppose is the question.
I'll tell you what I expected. I expected a player to be a difference maker that comes clutch in the final moments of games. And to be fair to him, he has at least once or twice come clutch for us versus Palace and versus Manchester City. He's come clutch for us in those games. I don't think he's a player who every single game is going to come clutch for you and do a Mo Salah and score a goal every game or get an assist every game. But there's going to be games where you need somebody, a moment of brilliance to come from somebody. You're going to look around and Eze will be that guy who pops up. And there's going to be purple patches where Eze looks like one of the best players in the league. And then there's going to be moments where he doesn't. I do think he's similar to, like, I'm not going to say Sadio Mane, but you get what I'm saying. Somebody who's a difference maker that can constantly cause a threat if he's on form. I haven't seen him consistently be on form for Arsenal yet, but it's still him acclimatizing to a new team. I'm not going to write him off like some people are, like rivals.
I don't think we should write him off. I don't think we should. I think he's been okay. Do I want to see more? Of course. I don't think he's been outstanding, but I think he will improve.
Compare him to Trossard. When Trossard signed, he immediately was acclimatized to the team and performed well immediately.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
what I was expecting.
I've not been disappointed. I don't think it's been that level, but I haven't been excited either. I think he's been meaty, and I think he's done some good things, and I think he's been quiet in other games. I need Eze to take a little bit more hold of some of the games and be a little bit more creative in the middle. That's what I'm saying about it. I'm not losing my head over it. I don't know what you think, D.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think it's just been a little bit underwhelming currently. Like, and I don't think it's a problem to say that. I think what we thought we was getting and what we've got is two different things. He's more of a moments player, a match winner. So I think there's going to be games where he's like, oh, if we didn't have Eze on the pitch, we wouldn't have won that game. Like Crystal Palace, for example. If he wasn't playing, we don't win that game like that. And when Saka's not on, we need another player to be on. And we haven't had that for a while. So I think we probably got to look at more of a positive to see that when he does click and when he does play, we're probably going to be a much stronger team because he's a natural match winner. But he's not an Odegaard where he's constantly in the game and he's constantly dictating play. But he's been underwhelming so far. Like, we can't beat around the bush about that. He's been underwhelming. He hasn't been scintillating. Like for 70 million, we just know what we always expect. Someone that's just incredible all the time. No, that's what you get for 70 million.
But you know what he has been? He has been the fail-safe for Odegaard in that midfield.
He hasn't been that great. He hasn't been that good in the middle, bro. He hasn't been that good he hasn't been that good. What he's been though which is different, is experienced. So I feel like with Odegaard, with Ranieri in the middle, I feel like I wouldn't have the same faith that we've got to win certain games as if we've got Eze, because Eze is experienced and he understands it. I think that's the main difference.
I can't wait for the run of games that Eze had versus Palace when he got late in the season. If we can see that kind of Eze at some point this year, he's going to look like one of the best players in the team. Since we spoke about Eze, let's quickly talk about Trossard before we get onto the injuries and the City talk. Trossard, do we kind of underestimate Trossard? Do we kind of like look at him as like old furniture that's just sitting there reliable?
Yeah, I think so. But he's been our best attacker this year. And at the moment, I understand why he's playing. And only a few weeks ago, I didn't. So I think that's what you've got to say is a lot of the people I speak to when we're going to games before in the pub and stuff, people are, oh, he's in the team. Trossard's on the left again. It's 2025 and we're starting Trossard. And we all agreed that wasn't the right decision at the time. But actually, I think the last few games, he's been one of the better players. I was an excellent goal against Sunderland. I thought he was excellent in the midweek games in the Champions League. He's been good. I thought he had a good game against Palace as well. I know that he didn't score, but he was good and he was quite, threatening going forwards. And yeah, I think big up to him because it looked like he was leaving. Then he signed this new contract, which no one saw coming. And clearly Arteta had a plan for him. And the way that we are as a system, Trossard at the moment is the left winger. And I don't see that changing at the moment, if I'm honest, unless we get an injury to him or something happens and we need to rotate. Because I think right now he does start on the left, which is why I'm saying when Ødegaard comes back, Eze will have to be on the bench. That's what I think. So, yeah, we'll see.
And I think you're right, Dan. I think that's what we all wanted. Not that Eze on the bench, but we all wanted a squad where it didn't matter. Now I'm looking at the team, and when Trossard starts, I'm not upset. Exactly. I remember when Trossard used to start, I used to be fuming. Remember, we used to have a front three sometimes of Trossard, maybe some Martinelli and Havertz.
Yeah.
That was our front three sometimes. You're thinking, what type of front three is this for a team that wants to win? Are we being serious? This is a serious front three. All the three of them should be bench players. Do you know what I mean? That's how we were. Now, you're looking at it like, I'm not upset if Trossard's starting. Your careers and you got Saka. It's a completely different mindset. But Trossard's doing what he has to do so far. He has to keep it up. If he doesn't keep it up, because Trossard's one of the guys that are easy to bench. He's one of the easier ones to bench. So as soon as he drops form, he'll be at the team.
Yo, shout out Tim. He's a Leeds fan, and he's noticed on these lives that Arsenal is not liked. Why are you surprised? Why are you surprised that Arsenal are not liked? We got everybody's basically our rival, and they don't rival each other as much as they do Arsenal. It's weird. Think about it. Liverpool, they don't really hate anybody in London except for Arsenal for some goddamn reason, even though they should hate Chelsea more. Chelsea and Spurs is already a given. Man United is already a given. Man City just talk about Arsenal because we've been the only serious team outside of Liverpool lately to face them. And then that's pretty much it. All five of them have a reason to talk shit. And the honest truth, they disrespect us to a level where they consider us the same as Spurs right now, since it's been that long for us winning a league title. It's a sad truth, but that's how some of them view us. Some of these young guys, they view us similar to how they view Spurs. And with Spurs winning a European trophy last year, that's how some of them view us. It's weird. But hey, I'm pretty sure we've all been old enough to see Arsenal win majors, so I don't know why these people chat shit. But enough about that. Let's get back to real football. All that stuff is just online bullshit. Let's talk real. Right now, I want to talk to you guys about Arsenal having all these players back from injury. Do you understand how much of a difference that will make for our team? We've been playing basically I feel like with the handbrake on. Madueke, Jesus, Havertz, Ødegaard, Martinelli, Gyökeres, all coming back from injury versus Tottenham. By the way, Madueke, how he's missed 12 games, I don't know. Jesus and Havertz both have missed 16 and 17 games respectively this season. Martin Ødegaard's missed 12 this season. I didn't even realize he missed that many games. You have Martinelli's missed 4, and Gyökeres has now missed 2. And honestly, it just feels like the wheel keeps going. Bring back 6 attackers for Sunderland. I guarantee you we don't lose that game. I'm quite excited about the possibility of having all these players back.
We didn't lose the game.
I mean, we don't drop points in the game.
Everyone says it, man. Literally, everyone I've spoken to has said
the game feels like a loss. The game feels like a loss.
Yeah, it does feel like a loss. You're right. But I think you're right, Deegal, because I actually didn't blame Mikel as much as some at the weekend. I felt personally like that it's the easiest thing to do is to blame the manager. Yes, the substitute was negative, but he's 90 seconds away from it being a good substitution that allowed us to see the game out. So I think it's a little bit harsh to say that it was wrong. And I also question what he was supposed to do. Do you fling on a 15-year-old Max Dowman and an 18-year-old Ethan Nwaneri in that scenario? He obviously decided not to. You're brave if you do it. I'm sure the kids are fearless, but they've decided not to. He's got nothing else attack-wise from the bench. He's got no Havertz, he's got no Jesus, and he's got no Gyökeres. And then on the wide areas, he's got no Martinelli or Madueke.
People call Dan negative. You see?
Say again?
People call you negative. You're quite objective.
I am negative sometimes when it needs to be. But look, man, I didn't feel like there was any need to go in on the manager at the weekend. I feel like, yes, it's frustrating because the mentality is questionable at times when we get to scenarios like that. But I'm not ready to go all in on it just yet. And I do think with those players coming back at Gal, we've got a great opportunity because, look, let's be real. We would actually struggle, I'll be honest with you, against Tottenham, Bayern and Chelsea if these 6 weren't coming back. Because they are coming back, we've got an opportunity to rotate now. And I don't mean play a whole different 11 against one team and then the other 11 come back in and then the other 11 go back out again. I'm talking about start your best team and then bring 5 players off. This is what I keep saying to people when they're like, we need to start him. We don't always need to start another 11. We can bring 5 players off on the 55th minute, or we can start with 5 different players and bring 5 on with 60 minutes gone. I think sometimes we have to be realistic about that because we aren't going to be able to go into these 3 games and against Bayern Munich, put out the team that we did against Brighton. We'll lose 6-0.
Think about the luxury it will be to have Trossard starting, Martinelli starting, Trossard starting, and then to have Saka being subbed off for Madueke, Havertz being subbed on for Gyökeres, Odegaard being subbed off for Eze starting one game, Odegaard starting the other game. You look in the midfield, we're not going to change too much in the midfield, to be fair. It's mostly going to be the attackers. We've not had that much options in the attack. Now that these guys are all back, do you think Jesus gets much game time? I don't know. D, what are you saying?
You got to drop this Jesus thing.
He's going to play. He's back, bro. He's going to
play. No, him playing is not the point. What I'm saying is, the point I'm making is don't factor him into your plans. If he's there and fit and he's available to play and we need him to come on or start a game, then play him. Obviously, he's a quality player.
Oh, Jesus right now is like a new signing. It's like us signing Rodrigo.
He's not. Listen, but let me.
In my opinion, Jesus is better than Rodrigo.
Let me finish what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, Jesus is one of the players he needs to leave. So if he's there,
he's better than some of the players we're trying to sign.
Who's he better than?
He's better than Rodrigo and Leao.
Is he?
Yeah. On his day, Jesus is one of the best players.
On his day, how can you say he's better than Rodrigo? Rodrigo's one.
Bro, Jesus and Rodrigo are interchangeable. I really do think it's not crazy to say Jesus is better.
It is a little bit. It's a bit mad, bro.
Jesus wasn't even better than Rodrigo and Vinny and all these guys that you're saying we're going to sign when he was 22.
When he was at Man City, he was considered better.
But he's not. But this is you're talking about 5 years ago, bro.
He signed for Arsenal. He was still considered better. The only reason why he's not considered better is because he got injured.
No, it's not. It's not. When we played up front for us, we didn't win the league because he didn't score enough goals, and we realized we need to upgrade on him. We outgrew Zinchenko, Martinelli, and Jesus. We outgrew all 3 of them. That's what happened.
If Jesus was fit, he'd be starting today. If fit
Jesus, starting where? Starting where?
Who though?
Starting where?
He would be starting left wing or striker.
He would not, Deegal.
I know. No, he wouldn't.
Before he got injured, when he came back, he was on the bench.
No, he scored hat tricks for us.
He was on the bench before he got injured. He was on the bench. He was coming on. He was on the bench.
No, he was scoring hat tricks for his Palace. I remember this, bro. What are you
talking about? That was in the League Cup.
In the league, he scored a brace for his Palace.
Yeah, that was a brace. You said a hat trick. Hat trick was the game before. We beat them 5.
He scored 5 goals in 2 games, bro.
In the league, yeah, because he scored a hat trick in the League Cup. So Arteta kept him in for the next game. He was a bench player.
And then he got injured versus Man United after scoring 6 goals in 3 games.
But I don't know what your point is, though. What's your point, though?
My point is, my point is, all these attackers are coming back. I'm excited about how good our attack could be with all these players. I don't necessarily need us to go and sign all these other random players because I feel like what we have right now, we have untapped potential.
What I'm saying is, this is the point I'm making. If you're an Arsenal coaching staff, you're the recruitment team, Jesus is not factored into whether you buy someone or not. The only reason why he's factored in is because he's literally a body that's on money. But in terms of your squad building, you don't factor Jesus into your team. You say, you know what, we need to buy a player, and if we need to use Jesus at some point, then you use him. But do not.
Trossard.
You can't compare Trossard and Jesus. Trossard's always fit. Jesus is never fit. It's different. Jesus has been out for over a year or whatever it is. He's always injured. Well, I don't know what you want me to say to that.
Everyone said Partey was always injured until last season.
No, but we've got evidence of Jesus. Jesus had he had a knee operation on one knee operation on the other knee. Jesus needs to leave the club, doesn't he? He's not. He's on 280 a week, or
Yeah,
265 a week.
he will be one that we
Jesus,
look to get
I
on.
think a fit Jesus is in our top 3 or 4 attackers.
There is no fit Jesus, Deegal.
I'm just saying, a fit Jesus.
So you wouldn't sign a player because we've got Jesus?
No, I'm saying if our attackers can stay healthy, I think.
Yeah, but if you got a chance to sign Semenyo, you'll say no because we've got Jesus.
No, I think Semenyo. If Semenyo was to come in, we'd have to get rid of 2 attackers.
Why?
Yeah, no, man. It's like, I think
that's what would have to happen.
But you're not part of the recruitment team. You don't need to worry about all that.
We look at Jesus. If he's fit, yeah, I agree with you, guys. He's a good player. I don't think he starts, but I think he's a good player. But I've been saying that for the last 3 years about Jesus. Like, sometimes you've just got to look here. Abu Diaby was a good player, but he kept getting injured. Like, I've given up on Jesus for 265 a week, and I'd rather see him go and someone else come in personally. I think players like Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus, Trossard, big him up, but he's come into that category as well now that he's in his 30s. I think they're the 3 I look at upgrading in the summer, not January, in the summer. And if we can get someone in January, brilliant, like a Semenyo or Rodrigo, but we've mentioned that. But for me, like, I'd be trying to go bring in all I can to get Julian Alvarez to Arsenal in the summer and then remove like the Jesus or Havertz of this world. That's what I'd be doing personally, but we'll see, man.
Let's go to before we go on to anything else. Who starts for you at striker? Does it matter if it's Havertz or Gyökeres? Because I think Gyökeres starts and Havertz comes off the bench. Give him a break.
Yeah, same for me. And I'd start Gyökeres in League Cup games if you want or whatever. But yeah,
I think Martinelli starts European games and Trossard starts Premier League games. If we're gonna do Eze in the midfield with Odegaard interchange kind of thing, and we're just going to be changing it up the game by game, depending on what the situation is. To be fair, Arteta's seen Pep do roulettes. I wouldn't be surprised if he started doing Arteta started doing roulettes and only had like 1 or 2 pieces that are consistently playing. Declan Rice, Zubimendi roulette between everyone else that we have. There might
what does that mean? What does that mean? You mean like what does the roulette mean? As in rotating players?
Every game, it could be a different combination of those same players. It would be like rotating your ties with your shirts and your pants and your suit.
And who are the mainstays?
The mainstays would probably be Declan Rice and Saka, and then you probably see one game where Zubimendi's in, one game where Declan Rice is the 6 and you have 2 8s, another game where you have.
Oh, you're talking about just the forward line, not the defense. You mean?
I'm talking about everything.
I think Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, and Raya are mainstays as well.
Okay, yeah. The only thing I'm focused on about roulette is the midfield and the attack.
Okay.
Defense. The only defenders I think that will be interchange is the left backs and the right backs. I don't think we're changing up the strikers.
Not even right back anymore.
I don't think we're changing up the centre back pairing too often. But to talk about left back, perfect segue. Myles Skelly is rumored to be leaving Arsenal Football Club in a shock statement that's been reported by Sky Sports, stating that there's several clubs interested, being the likes of like Chelsea's obviously going to throw their name in the hat always, Man United, but those guys are not the serious, realistic targets. Mostly the West Hams, the Evertons. They're looking at Myles Skelly saying this is a player who's not getting much game time at Arsenal. He's gotten 400 minutes this season, and Thomas Tuchel's putting pressure on him to say he needs to get game time in order to make the England team. Personally, for me, I don't think he goes anywhere. I think he sees an opportunity to win major honors with his boyhood club, and he still knows he's quite young and he can get game time. And for anything could happen. He gets an opportunity to play. He forces himself into the team and he can be a mainstay. But right now, early in the season, he's not gotten as much minutes as he has. But to be fair, last season, he didn't get much minutes to start the season. He finished off the season as an undroppable piece to the puzzle. So I don't think it's as big as a big deal as people are making it seem. But 4 major Premier League clubs are after him.
I think it's bollocks.
Same man, bro.
I think it's bollocks. I think it was only come about because Tuchel's dropped him from the England squad. If he was in the England side, I bet there's no question about any of this. Now, I think Myles Skelly needs to be playing. However, I know he's a massive, massive Arsenal boy, right? So there's no worries for me yet about him wanting to leave. I don't think he'd leave in Arsenal to go to Everton or West Ham. I don't think he's leaving Arsenal's bench to go and sit on Chelsea's bench because he's not going to get ahead of Cucurella. So I personally think
what about Man United, West Ham, or Fulham?
He's not going to any of those clubs, bro.
You don't get, why would Miles Skelly be leaving Arsenal? What's the reason why he'd be leaving Arsenal?
Because he's not playing ahead of Calafiori, apparently. But let's be real. If Declan Rice goes down, I'm putting Miles Lewis-Skelly in his place. He's the only one
as that.
Simple as that. So I think he's one injury away. He's going to get game time. He's going to play Carabao Cup. He's probably going to play in the Bayern Munich game. He's probably going to play, let's be honest, being brought on in some of the other games against Chelsea and Tottenham as well. So he will get his game time at Arsenal. I appreciate why he's not playing for England, because you have to be playing week in, week out for your club to do that, in my opinion, like Rice and Saka is at Arsenal. So I think he's a big boy. I think he'll have a chat with Mikel, and I think he'll say, what's your future for me? And I truly believe that he will do a job at left back, but I actually think he will be moved towards midfield in the next coming years, in my opinion. Whether that's with or instead of one of our current players, I don't know. But he is a player that has the legs and the ability to play into midfield in that athleticism role. And there's the only one who can do it. Because if Rice goes down right now, boys, I ain't putting Marino in. Because it's like a fridge in the middle. Yeah. Okay. I want him in midfield, Lewis Skelly, when I next see Declan Rice rotated, because I think he can do a great job there. And
the thing is as well, is this was actually the trajectory that Lewis Skelly was supposed to be on. He actually got fast-tracked because of injuries last year. He was actually meant to be how he is now, like coming in and out, like kind of how Ranieri is, and we got a player. He just got diving at the deep end, and we realized he can actually swim. That's all that happened, really. But really and truly, he's had to just take a step back and be like, you know what, this is where you were supposed to be. We didn't mean to throw you in right away. He wasn't meant to be our main guy for that. Now we've got Calafiori's playing, we realized what was meant to happen.
Hey, we got a hard deadline today, so we got two topics to discuss before we go quickly. First one is the Napoli head of scouting, who we've just poached and has now officially started talks with Arsenal, and it looks like he could become our next head of scouting. Andrea Berta is trying to bring him in. This is the guy who, I look at his rap sheet, I see Kvaratskhelia, Kim Jong-un, and what's the other guy's name? Hamsik. I'm not really taken by those three signings. They're not like, it's not like he has a laundry list of signings like some of these other directors of heads of scouts. He seems like very basic.
Yeah, but I think other than Hamsik and the others, I think the last two are two that would be hitters. Obviously, Kvaratskhelia is unbelievable. And I was a big fan of Marek Hamsik. I thought he was an excellent player. It's just that he stayed loyal to one of his clubs for longer and could have easily played for anyone, to be fair to him. So let's see what he's about. I trust him. Andrea Berta. So let's see if he wants to bring him in and he's going to be looking to scout someone from abroad. I think we can do this. I think with the way the market is now, I appreciate what Brighton are doing and some of these clubs like Bournemouth are doing. They're picking up these players from other clubs. And I think Arsenal need to learn a little bit from that, man. We don't have to be going all the time to Real Madrid and asking for Rodrigo. It'd be great, but alongside that, let's go and find the next Kvaratskhelia. Let's go and find the next.
Look at what City did. City grabbed that Norwegian kid and just sent him back out on loan. We don't do loans well.
So. No, that's different though, right? Because he was an 18-year-old kid. I'm talking about going and find a 23-year-old who's absolutely killing it in Europe. Let's go do that. You know what I'm saying?
Morales, yeah, like that.
Yeah, there you go.
I think he kind of covered it. D, you don't need to jump on that one, but I got another, unless you want to say something on it, because I was going to go on to the City point quickly.
City point of what?
Are you scared of City?
I'm not scared of City. I'm watching them closely. I know what they can do, but I'm not scared of City. I still feel like our team's in 4 points clear, and I still feel like our team's in the right way, but I'm not scared of them. But I know what they can do.
Did you hear Bukayo Saka's interview? He's not scared. He basically was asked about the title race and everything and still being favorites, and he's like, "Yeah, you guys change your mind like the weather." He's like,
"Yeah." But the thing is, he's right. He's not wrong. But the fact of the matter is, obviously, we've got a history of not getting over the line in the last few seasons, isn't it? So obviously, there's a lot of apprehension. But if we want to win the league, we're gonna have to win it over City. So we're better off facing them head on than not. And a lot of that was down to the fact that when we played Liverpool at Anfield, we played Mourinho in the 10. When we played Man City at home, we played defensively again. We could have decided, you know what, we're not scared of them and gone all out attack. But those formations also feed into the fan base as well, because it makes you feel like, oh, maybe we are a little bit wary of City if we're going to be playing 3 defensive midfielders. You don't have to do that either. So it's a two-way thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just two ways.
I'll keep it really quick and simple, right? Yeah. I'm more scared of Arsenal losing than I am City winning. That's what I'll say. Because people that say to me, I'm scared of City because of what they did to us last time, they didn't really do anything to us. They put pressure on us and we crumbled. It was us, yeah? They didn't come to the Emirates and make us lose to Villa. We did that, yeah? So I'm more scared about what Arsenal do or don't do as opposed to what City might do. I hope that makes sense.
This time, if we go to that,
I second that.
This time, you know what guarantees us something? 2 things. 115 coming out giving us a point deduction on City, or 2, Arsenal, or number 2, Arsenal going out and winning the game at the Etihad. What's more likely? I think the point deduction. What do you guys say?
I don't think this point deduction thing's going to happen, bro. I think they're going to get non-compliance fines, and that's it. That's what I'm saying. I think the point deduction is going to happen a year where they're not challenging for the league, because they're going to find a way to make that happen. I think they will get non-compliance fines, and there'll be something that happens for them that gets away with the rest of it. I just think their lawyers are going to find little loopholes, and that's what will happen. And I think they'll get non-compliance fines. Huh?
The lawyers are an Arsenal fan. You never know.
Is it actually serious?
Yeah. Lord Pennick's an Arsenal fan.
But no, I don't think we should be relying on Man City's downfall. I think we should be concentrating on ourselves and get across the line. So, for example, the Sunderland weekend was frustrating because Arsenal drew. I didn't really care that City smashed Liverpool. It was a bit frustrating, but actually it didn't really allow for Arsenal to have a missed opportunity because the opportunity weren't there because City battered Liverpool. It only would have been an opportunity, right, if it was a draw and we drew, because both teams draw it. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, shout out to D, man, for joining us.
Big up, D.
Big up to you, Dan, for joining us also.
Big up, bro.
You got a super chat. Man says, I think Raya stayed on his line, we would have won.
Yep, facts. He was actually to blame for that. I love Raya, but I don't know what he was doing there. I thought David Wright should just stayed on his line and caught the ball. And Gabriel, he needs to do better. But for me, I think that's what needed to happen. He needed to just catch the ball and crack on. But yeah, shame, man. Shame, but we move and go into 3 massive games after the international break, bro.
Fair. And Alfie, thank you for the super chat. Big up everybody who's been watching this video for now. Really do appreciate it. We're going to be wrapping it up here. And of course, we're going to be on Dan Potts' channel tonight at 8 o'clock. As long as I don't go to sleep early trying to put the kid to bed, hopefully. and finally, check out OK Jersey, today's channel sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. They gave us all these wonderful kits for just under the cheap price of £25. You can get these shirts. So please do check them out. And they're good quality also. I know Dan's got a couple himself. But yeah, go check it out. And obviously, international break. Try to enjoy it. Try to kick it. And if you haven't already seen that Troops stream, go check it out, guys. That stream is legendary. We're out of here, people. You already know what it is. Please do like the video. Hit that subscribe button. And we will be back with some more content later on in the week when there's something else to talk about. But for now, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And we're out of here, people. Love for the love. Peace.